Trier knew at once what had happened. The face of Min's wife had told him. She was neither angry nor fearful. Instead, she had seemed deeply, quietly sad. It could mean only one thing. Min had smashed the vases himself. Trier counted on his fingers 5 piles of shards, all 5 of the melon-shaped vases. One of them had been hurled so far that pieces of it lay just a few paces short of where he stood, peeping from behind the corner of the house. Trier glanced about quickly, then tiptoed a few steps into the yard and gathered up some of the larger pieces. He tucked them hastily into his waist pouch and darted back to the cart. At the river bank, Trier lowered the cart handles and reached inside his waist pouch for the shards of pottery. The inlay work was flawless, the floral design intricate and graceful, even on the incomplete pieces he held. But the glaze. Trier frowned and squinted. The dreaded brown tint suffused the glaze of every piece. Some of them were marred with brown spots as well. They were fragments of the same vase, but the destruction of all 5 meant that every vase was flawed. Min had done the mixing of the glaze himself, so the mistake could only have been in the firing, the part of the work over which not even Min had complete control. Trier gripped the shards tightly. He cried out as he flung them into the river, not even noticing that one of them had cut his palm. There was no time left. Even now, the emissary's boat might be in the harbour. Chapter 8. Min began work on another set of inlaid vases, but before the throwing was complete, the emissary's ship docked. Emissary Kim sent a messenger to ask if any of the potters had anything new to show. Min waved the messenger away without a word. The next morning, the news blew through the village like a sudden sea breeze. The emissary had visited Kang's house. Kang had been chosen for a commission. Later that morning, Trier swept up the remains of the destroyed vases in Min's yard. It was, as he had guessed, all of the pieces bore traces of brown, clouded glaze. Trier felt numb with disappointment. He wondered how much worse it must be for Min. The potter had still not come out of the house with instructions for the day, so Trier turned to the vegetable patch. He squatted down and began to pull the first of 1,000 noxious shoots that threatened the cucumber plants so precious to Min's wife. Someone called out from the front of the house. Trier recognized the voice of the government official, Yi. "Potter Min, the emissary is here. He wishes to speak with you." Trier dropped the ragged weed he was holding and stole around to the window at the side of the house. He could see little, but heard everything. Min welcomed Yi, Emissary Kim, and the men of the royal cortege into his home. They sat around a low table in silence. Trier heard the clink of pottery as Min's wife served tea. Then Emissary Kim began to speak. "This inlay work of your colleagues, it is something new and will be of great interest to the court." There was a pause. Trier imagined Min nodding in polite agreement. "I will speak with no veil over my thoughts, Potter Min. Other aspects of Potter Kang's work are, how can I say it, not as much to my taste. Kang has been given what I will call a limited commission. He will produce work for the court for a year to see if it pleases His Majesty." Kim hesitated, then continued. "I would far rather have given you the honor of a royal commission, but I would be remiss in my responsibilities if I were to ignore this new technique. It must be presented to the court. I will now return to Songdo. But if you were to produce something using this inlay style and bring it to me in Songdo, I would guarantee a careful consideration of the work." Trier could barely contain his excitement. "The shards," he wanted to shout. "Show him the pieces from the rubbish heap. He is an expert. He will understand about the firing." But Min was speaking now. "The royal emissary honors me with his words, and I wish to disappoint no one. But I am an old man now. I could not possibly make the journey to Songdo. I thank the emissary for his consideration and beg his understanding for my failure." Trier heard the swish of fine, heavy fabric as the emissary rose to his feet and went to the door. The emissary spoke once more. "It is my wish that you find a way, somehow, Potter Min. It would be a great sorrow to me if this were to be the last time I saw your fine work." Then he and his entourage were gone. Trier turned and slid down the wall, slumped over with his head in his hands. "The old fool," he thought. "He does not wish the emissary to see the imperfect glaze. His pride keeps him from a royal commission. The fool!" Just then Min's wife came around the house with a basket of laundry. Tregear jumped to his feet to help her. She nodded her thanks, calm as ever, as if the tumultuous events of the past few days had never happened. They stood on either side of the clothesline. He handed her the garments, and she hung them. Her serenity and the rhythm of the task helped soothe Tregear's worn nerves. Yet again he wished he could think of a way to show his gratitude for her kindness. What was it she wanted, he wondered? She seemed to have no desires of her own, or perhaps her wishes were those of her husband's. Suddenly, an answer came to Tregear as if calling from the clear sky. Doing Min a favour, a great favour, that was the way to thank her. Her husband's success, that was what she desired. Before he could think about it any longer, he heard himself speaking. I have a request to make of the Honourable Potter's wife, he said. Please, she replied. I am aware of the generous offer made by the royal emissary, he confessed, and glanced quickly at her. Her eyes crinkled in amusement, so he knew she did not mind that he had eavesdropped. If the master would make a vessel he considers worthy of the court's attention, it would be my greatest honour to be allowed to take it to Saint-Dô for him. Her face was partially hidden behind the linen sheet she was hanging. She fixed it firmly to the line before she answered. I will ask the master. Under one condition, she said. No, two conditions. The first is that you return to Trulport quickly and safely. Tregear bowed, puzzled. Why should it matter to her how he journeyed? And the second, she paused. The second is that from now on, you will call me Ajima. Tregear's eyes filled with tears. He bent to pick up another piece of laundry. Ajima meant something like auntie. It was a term of great affection, reserved only for older kinsmen. Tregear was kin to no one, and yet Min's wife wished for him to call her Ajima. He did not even know if he could say the word. Well, Tregear, the gentle teasing had returned to her voice. Do you agree to my conditions? Tregear nodded. He spoke from behind the clothes that flapped on the line. I agree, he said, then faltered. His voice fell to a whisper. I agree. Ajima.